Welcome back, Guardians. My name is Easy and you guys are awesome. But what is awesome is how they should fix the sleeper simulant. I don't know whether that's awesome or not, but I'm going to assume it is. So the sleeper simulant was obtained by a lot of people across the board. I got mine, I infused it to 307, and I've been using it here and there, and there's an issue with this gun. Now, it was announced in the Game Informer article that this sleeper simulant was the year 2 Gjallarhorn, which already set expectations way too high, so this gun was doomed to fail before it was even released. But it does have some issues. Now, for me, the damage output and the precision shot damage is incredible. It's definitely worth using for single target boss DPS. The problem with it is that its main exotic perk is pointless and useless. The reason people loved Gjallarhorn is because of the perk, the Wolfpack rounds, which made it unique, which made it fun to use and exciting to watch when you use it. You'd get that initial blast damage and then you'd have all the Wolfpack rounds go off and you just get numbers floating on your screen, and it looked awesome. And on top of that as well, it also took out more than one enemy if need be. Now, the similarities between the two weapons are that they have the same amount of ammo, and I also believe that the sleeper simulant does a slight bit more damage than the Gjallarhorn would be able to do. I mean, there's no way to actually 100% compare it, but it seems to be a much stronger gun than the Gjallarhorn. So what's the problem with it? It's boring. The exotic perk, Activate Ikelos or Ikelos, upgrades laser to allow multiple ricochets on hard surfaces, meaning you're firing your laser and that laser has a chance of bouncing off 5 different surfaces. So that means that the initial shot you take might not hit anyone else. So as I said, it's very, very good for single target DPS, but the ricocheted bullet just bounces off into random nothingness and just bounces off a couple of walls, and it may have a small chance of randomly clipping another enemy. But that's not good enough in my opinion. But how can you improve it? How can you make the sleeper simulant better? Now, I watched a video by My Name is Bife, who actually inspired me to make this video and what I think about it. So check out his video. If I remember, I will leave it in the video description, but I am making these videos a week ahead of time. But he had some great fixes or improvements for this gun, and I concur with everything he says, but I wanted to add something a little bit different, a little bit extra. So once you fire the sleeper simulant bullet, I believe after the first ricochet, it should be like the magnetic grenades, where the bullet is pulled towards the closest enemy. Now, it doesn't have to be pulled directly to hitting that enemy, but the bounce that the actual gun takes goes towards the new enemy, and that can't be too hard to work out how to code when you have things like the magnetic grenades that you can throw to the left of someone and it will just fly over and stick onto them. Something like that should be incorporated into the sleeper simulant. Now, because it's going towards that enemy, you have to reduce the damage a bit. So the first initial shot, if it's a precision shot, should do max damage. Now, when it bounces off and maybe hits a second target, it will do 75% of the damage that it can do, and then 50%, and then 25%, and then like 2% on if it does bounce through that many enemies by any chance. On top of that, I believe because this is a solar damage weapon, whoever this touches or goes within the vicinity of them, so if you fire this into a group of enemies but only hit one of them, it should still burn everyone around. So it should set them on fire for a good 5 seconds and do like a quarter damage of health. That is how I could see the sleeper simulant being useful, because you can fire it into crowds and get your numbers rolling up the screen like Gjallarhorn. It will do a certain amount of damage to things. And then also the exotic perk is useful because it actually pulls in the direction of the closest enemy. And that doesn't mean that it's going to genuinely 100% all the time hit that enemy, but it goes towards that direction. Because right now, when you fire it at an enemy or a boss, it just bounces off their head and hits the roof and just goes all over the place. So those are what I would like to see to fix the sleeper simulants and make it better. Let me know in the comment section what you would do to make it better. Hit the comment section hard, hit the like button even harder, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.